Now, low laser light therapy in relation to hair loss. Low laser light therapy became popular became more utilized in the 2010s when technology started to allow those options or products to be offered to a larger consumer base through various providers, and comes with it comes speculation as to whether it actually works for hair loss or not. Does it actually have a meaningful impact? Because these items aren't cheap. You'll find a lot of these products. I'm not going to list the makers of them, but we know who they are. Tend to cost at least $1,000, and unlike other hair loss modalities, such as finasteride, known as Propecia, or Regain, well, that's the product, or minoxidil. There's a lot less scientific literature based on the impact and effectiveness on low laser light therapy. So if you're going to buy a product like that, you really want to know if it's actually going to help move the needle and if it's actually going to help you achieve what you want. Because if it's not, it's just money down the toilet, and we don't want that. So personally, I bought a low laser light helmet in 2018 January from one of the major providers. I would say they're actually the biggest low laser light therapy helmet makers. They're based out of California. I'm sure you know who they are. I'm not going to mention them because I don't want to be someone who's seen as promoting or not promoting a product from a supplier. So I'm just going to comment on the treatment as a whole. But I have been using it since January 2018. Recommends 25 minutes a day, and 25 minutes every second day. And my honest thoughts on it would be, it's part of a routine and you feel good when you do it. But compared to modalities such as finasteride or minoxidil, let's say in terms of the hair loss journey, at the basics, the fundamentals, finasteride does 50%, 45% of the work, and then oral minoxidil. Note I mention oral minoxidil, not topical. Watch my previous videos to find out why I recommend oral over topical minoxidil. Does 45% of the work. Then 10% of the work, and that's likely an overestimation, maybe it should be 5, is from low laser light therapy. So there are benefits to it. It stimulates blood flow again, but if you look at even the design of these helmets, a lot of the lights don't actually shine or hit areas where the scalp or where the thinning hair is. And often if you have like hair like I do, I'll just give you a little pirouette. Hopefully you can see my crown. I'll do a little. It's very difficult for the low laser light therapy helmet to even, or those light areas to even hit those areas of the scalp. So practically, is it really moving the needle? Not as much as oral minoxidil or even topical minoxidil, and not as much as finasteride. So it's something I used, and I'm a human being, I'm a creature of habit, so I've kept in the routine. But if I had to sacrifice one of those 3 modalities, which are kind of my, the big 3 in the hair loss treatment game, the first one to go would definitely be low laser light therapy. It's expensive. It's the less scientifically beneficial in terms of impact. It's time costly as well, 25 minutes a day. And the one I have, now they've developed versions which don't have this. You can walk around with them via portable chargers, but you have to plug it into a wall. So it's restrictive in terms of what you can do while you have the helmet on. I would verbalize it like this: if you have the money to spare, then okay, yep, buy a helmet, fine. Make sure the helmet is provided by someone who actually has the literature and scientific backing as to the benefits of using the helmet. But make sure you're using finasteride and minoxidil as well, because at the end of the day, my view, and the more people I speak Two, and the more as I'm starting to do content, the more people who reach out to me, hair loss it's genuinely a devastating thing to go through. And one of the hardest parts to go through with hair loss is that you talk to your family, you talk to your friends, and they tell you, you look fine, you're still a good looking guy, why are you being vain? It doesn't even matter. It's what's inside that counts. But you're having to get up every day, you're having to interact with people, and they're used to seeing you a certain way, and now your hair's starting to come, starting to be something that you're ashamed of instead of proud of. So you start looking down, you start not making eye contact, you start avoiding people. That's my experience. You're going on dates and your anxiety is like crazy because you're like, oh, I'm not looking how I used to look, and this is really having an impact on me. And those, although it's visual, although it's it's not a direct life-threatening illness or anything like that, so the scientific community and doctors, at least generally speaking, don't realize how impactful going through hair loss is. It's devastating. It is genuinely devastating. And anyone who's gone through hair loss can relate to how devastating it is. I don't think one person has actually gone through hair loss, even if they look good bald. Year later on, Jason Statham and all those guys, Vin Diesel, The Rock, the people who are always touted when someone loses their hair, and people say, oh, you're going to look like them, you'll be fine, don't be vain. They're 0.0001% of the population with elite facial genetics and the perfect cranial structures to look good with no hair. They also tend to be absolute units. The Rock, Vin Diesel, these guys are stacked. And they look good stacked. They have very nice caramel skin as well, which really works with the bald look. If you don't have that, don't lie to yourself and listen to your family and friends who, they usually have your best interests at heart, but they have your emotional mindset at heart. And they don't want to tell you it doesn't look good and have you go through the short-term pain. They don't want you to do that. Now, if they do tell you the truth, they're a real one. They're someone who wants the best for you. But a lot of family members won't. Me personally, all my family members said, Max, you're being vain. What are you doing? It doesn't even matter. But I knew this stuff is affecting me massively. And those visual impacts are affecting my personality. I went from being extroverted and wanting to socialize and meet new people to just being like, oh, I'm just gonna, stay in. I'm not gonna go out tonight. A girl's reaching out to me. Nah, I'm not confident with how I'm looking, so I'm not gonna reply. That's not me. So I didn't really want to be seen. And it's funny, if you haven't experienced hair loss, what I'm saying is like, this guy's crazy. This guy's like narcissistic and overvaluing the importance of appearance. But once you have, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know how important it is. So I would recommend definitely doing something about it. Low laser light therapy, not my first port of call, not my second port of call. My third point of call, if you have the funds to make the purchase, and you're also aware of the commitment in terms of time that's required to get the most out of the laser light helmet. So it is worthwhile, but it's not the major needle mover. It's a very ancillary treatment and modality. Now, if you want me to help you out in terms of where I got the product from, etc., I'm happy to do that. But reach out to me and we can deal directly, just because, as I said, I don't want to be promoting a product when there's other products out there which are probably alright as well. But I'm happy to steer you in the direction, if that's something you want. And definitely happy to answer and any questions along the hair loss journey. I myself started losing my hair probably 2015 January, and I kept lying to myself. I kept looking in the mirror and saying, so I'd see my hair my hairline was going back and it's thinning, and I'm like, what's going on? But I'm like, no, it's the shower, it's the shampoo, it's the light, and it took me at least a good 1.75 years till that September 2016 period where I realized it's heading south. And that was difficult. That was a very difficult time for me in my young life at the time, going through that. And then I hopped on, I started laser light therapy January 2018, along with other treatments I talk about in earlier videos, Propecia, minoxidil, etc. And I go in depth about my experiences with them in previous content. So that's my background on hair loss. As you can see, my background in experiencing hair loss personally. I'll give you a final little pirouette. So in my view, I think my hair's looking pretty good. You might disagree, which is fine. I respect your opinion, but I'm happy with it. But it's because I did something about it. It's as simple as that. If I didn't utilize the treatments available and continue to live in delusion as opposed to going through reality, it can be difficult, but it's worthwhile. I would not have the hair I have now, and I definitely would not have had the life that I've had up until now, because I wouldn't be extroverted, I wouldn't be confident, and I'd be hiding away instead of kind of embracing the challenge and opportunities that life presents. If you want to reach me, if you want to link with me, because I'm happy to help you on your hair loss journey and answer related questions. My Instagram is Brewster563, all lowercase, BREWSTER563. I also will put it in the description. So let me know if you have any questions, and I'll keep on this content journey to help out others, so my experiences can help others get better outcomes. Awesome. Thank you.